went over there. We
Yeah.
had a conversation.
7 o'clock on the dot. I made it on time.
You know, she really, I was so happy.
It was
for her.
big. It was
It was
big.
a big deal.
I went to eat breakfast with her the week before, 5 days before, and me and her only, and we go way back again. What life's teaching us at this age, and what how we were as young. With my aunt passing away, like I said, but her knee thing was real serious. It's like that's been going on since forever, and
when she finally died of her surgery. Well, and we talked. So she, I talked
she
to her
went right
before,
through it.
I talked to her when we talked there and everything. And I said, "You're doing great. Just make sure you keep up all your stuff. She's supposed to see the doctor tomorrow. It'll be 2 weeks, so I want to know." And I told her that if ever she needs, somebody to take her to therapy, because I said it's really important. You go to your therapy, very important, and do your exercises. Yeah. I said it'll make it so much easier in your healing process, because she's going to have her other leg done. Ooh. So, but they want to wait till this one, her leg is healed and she's doing good before they will do the second. Because the second one she does something. But I said to her, I said, Mary Lou, you got to remember, now that you know what you had done, this one's going to be a piece of cake because you already know what it entails. So you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, because she was so nervous. She was scared.
But she was more in pain than anything. I was like, I'd rather get it than be in the pain that I'm in. I was like, this pain is chronic all the way 24/7, even in her sleep, even in her everything. So it was like, it was real that serious. But for a long time, I guess she waited a lot,
She waited too long.
And that's what happens. We have our own battle within ourselves, which brings me a big battle within ourselves. For years, it can go on for years. And the Father always says, one thing he says is about the Sabbath. I was like, don't skip one Sabbath, don't skip 2 Sabbaths, don't skip 3 Sabbaths. You're pushing it. Life does take you like a current. It just does take you. And it brings me to, along on top of everything was like you missing Sukkot and all that, like you, through that. And I was like, we go through that. We worry. And it's just worry. It's like we have to still do it no matter what.
Well, I was dying.
Yeah, and so you see, you're being tested. Just like our own bodies are being tested. You're being tested. Anything to keep you from all this stuff. I'm serious. That's what we're really more focused on. But we know that we have to move on. Like I'm writing a book of everything I've been through. The sister can write a book, and she's, I use her as like a time capsule, a time, traveler, because she has a really interesting era of back then. You know what I mean? And we share a lot. And one thing is like, damn, we can't be without the scriptures. I was like, when people say like, what do you think of the word? What do you think of the scriptures?
What do I think about the Bible?
Yeah.
What we read?
Of the scriptures, what do you think about?
Because you haven't really, we were talking about, just to interrupt you a minute, you haven't been with us very long, have you? No, because we were talking.
But it's filled 2 Sabbaths, so it feels like a long time. Even 3 Sabbaths since she hasn't been here. Been to 3 Sabbaths? No way, 2.
I've been sick.
2.
No, I think 2 then.
2.
So 2?
Yeah. But it still feels like a long time.
Okay, but then you met the holiday, the festival.
Yeah, Sukkot.
Yeah, Sukkot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say 3. Because there was a.
Well, maybe that one counts as 3, maybe, but no, that one's huge. It's when they get the commandments to us. They would give us the commandments and whatever it be. I think you make it up that we still, if you keep your oath with, we came up with $30 for the giving more. It was of like a blessing towards you, for one. And we asked you if you said you agreed. If you couldn't, it's fine, and we could all that. But we averaged out $30 because the sister did buy everything, and to me that's the only way.
Well, whenever you need like that, tell me in time. Because I didn't understand him with his words and when he puts it underneath. Can you please tell me? Because we and I talked about the dinner, because we didn't know you were sick. We did not know you were sick yet. So
I didn't know the prices of anything either.
So
I don't. So I'm like.
So we talked about what type of meat, and I said I'm going to have lamb. I want to taste lamb. I said I said for me lamb. I have to have lamb. It's just because I just have to have it. I told her. I said for me is lamb. Is
And it always works out more spiritually than
Yeah.
we anticipate, and
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but we're very, still, it's just the battle is like when you're being tested of some sort, even in your own self.
Oh, what's sick?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying, you're
And
going to
I
be
know what,
tested.
This thing that I had was very contagious.
Oh wow.
It entered at my house like journalist, but my friend didn't show up. Nobody. My father-in-law showed up. I closed I was rude. I closed the door like in his face. I go, "What are you doing here? I told you this is contagious. Elderlies and babies. I had to stay. I just saw my babies yesterday.
The flu?
It's been like,
Your flu?
no, it's I cannot pronounce that word.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's an infection.
Yeah.
And my thing, and I have to wash my hands, everything, Lysol, like a COVID. I had a pee on
It's
top of
almost,
it.
it wasn't COVID, but it was.
And we usually cook lamb, so you'll get to taste lamb one day. The sister loves lamb. I think that's your favorite meat, right? So we're gonna have it one day. We'll definitely tell you.
Well, when we have the next festival, we'll have lamb. We will make sure because I wish.
Yeah, we've
taste
always
it.
had lamb, so
I've
always.
had lamb.
How does it taste?
It tastes pretty good.
Like
To
what?
me, it's no different
Like
than
a
steak.
chicken?
No, it's no
tastes very
different
different
than
than
beef
steak.
steak, like
It
a
tastes
steak.
like steak?
No,
Oh yeah.
no.
To me, it does. I mean,
So what does it
to
taste
compare
like?
it to compare it to, but does it have its own taste? Yes,
Like
of
a
course.
rabbit?
No.
Like a
It's
deer?
still it's close between beef and deer.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna like the taste.
It's delicious though. It's really
Is it?
delicious.
It's got a
I love it.
very-
I love it too.
It's
I
got a
do.
very pleasant taste. I'm gonna say it's not beefy. It's not gamey. It's not gamey whatsoever.
It's unique.
It's just a unique. It's a very, to me, it's a very pleasant flavor taste. It's like,
Yeah.
I want more.
And then you gotta keep the little animal in mind. Yeah, it's sad. It's part of the Hebrews in Passover. You have to have the little lamb right there, and then you're gonna have to kill it.
It's just a very
It
pleasant,
hurts. I mean, it's meant
nice-
to like.
nice taste. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I love the taste of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the beefy taste. It doesn't have the gamey taste. It's got a complete taste all its own.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm not gonna say
It's worth
sweet.
trying
It's
for
not
sure.
sweet.
Where do you get it
It's
at?
worth trying.
At the grocery store.
HEB.
Right
But that's
here
not the
in
important.
Manhattan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not to
Never
throw it
seen
off
it.
track. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing was just
We'll have to do it sometime.
Yeah.
Just to
But there's where it came out a little pricey. It is a little pricey little meat.
Lamb is
Well, I
expensive.
help
It comes little packed up really nicely though. You'll see where it's like elegant looking and so that's the only thing. But we mostly mean of like you. That's the only way I can rank it is that if you were to pay $30 with for that. Not saying that we don't. That's not even about the meat. It's about the offering of saying thank you for Shavuot. For yes, you got sick, but who cares? I'm still gonna keep my oath to the Father, not to us.
Yeah.
I don't think $30 is nothing to the sister. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't think $30 is nothing to her, but it's for the miracle. That's what we remember, and that's what we always were focusing on. I was like, it's just a miracle. We're praying for you, we have to tell you that when you get here. That's my job as a guide. It's like it's not to me, it's not to anything, it's to who we are, the Bible. And that's why I asked you, what do you think the Bible? What do you think about the Bible? Like, what do you think it is? What is it to you? Or what is it?
When I think about the Bible, a blessing.
Yeah.
And how could I describe it? Holy.
The Word of the Father.
It's
many things. It's really
It is many things. That's a good.
road for me to take to follow.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's a history book.
It's awesome.
It's a book of rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's a book of
Everything.
history.
Hard
Genealogy.
laws,
It's a
real
book of
laws.
genealogy.
It's
It's
just,
a history book. It is a history book.
Uh-huh.
and when you read it, you feel good inside.
Right? Naturally, right? Supernaturally. Like you're like, oh, I needed to hear
my
that.
friend, when she called me, I go, hello, Lario, what you doing? I'm reading the Bible. What? That's why it's so.
And you see, he's gonna use you as a messenger.
Yeah,
He's gonna use you.
Today's Sabbath, so I'm going over. I tell her like, all the scriptures that I missed because of my sickness. Remember, first my tooth, and now you know what
That's
I
the
thought
work.
it was?
Welcome to the work of what this is, to find time to read the
Yes,
scriptures.
and
That's the work. It's
and
like,
you know what I
it's
thought I
hard.
had, Denise? Because I love lettuce. I thought I had that lettuce
That
thing.
Oh.
See, and I didn't
Like
want to
a
come
recall
over
or
here, and
something?
then 'cause where I use the toilet, I had to clean the toilet every time
Yeah.
I would get up because I didn't want. That's only one bathroom, so I said, George, Katie, wash your hands, spray before you sit. I clean after myself, but
Oh no.
that's why I couldn't come over here and
Oh no,
use
no,
your bathroom and
absolutely.
get you all sick.
That's not our worry. That's not up to us. I know where you are automatically. You're in the first ear to us. I was like, the first ear is exempt. Like it doesn't matter of that. The second ear, maybe even the second year. I don't know. We're still learning. We're still learning.
Yes, because I need.
Yeah. But why we
No,
come
I need
here
a
is more
lot of
important.
learning.
Yeah.
I need a
Why?
lot. I need to
Yeah.
be. I like to be reading like Denise was reading to me. See, I read something like that, like what you were reading, and I still don't comprehend. But if I hear it from you,
Then
see
we
what
Yeah.
I mean?
For sure.
Yes.
It's your
Because I
form
said,
of
"Okay,
learning is
I'm reading
you hear
this
it from
now.
others,
Do you understand what I'm reading?" And you said, "Yes, now I understand what you're reading."
Yeah, because when
Yeah.
I do read, is that I think I hate to read, and it doesn't stay in my head. You
For
know what
sure.
I mean?
Oh yeah, even
I'm
us.
reading.
How many times do we read the same thing over and over?
I'm
It's
reading, but
we all have
I do
that
not
battle.
comprehend what I'm reading.
Right.
I have to read outside sometimes. I'll sit there and I'll go, "Okay, I don't understand this." Okay, so I'll sit there and I'll go, "Okay, open up." I'll sit and I'll read to myself, and then I'll stop and I have to think about it. And I'm going, "Oh, now I understand." Then I got to go back and read it again.
Okay.
Oh, now I understand a little more. Then I'll just sit there and read the whole thing, and then I go, and I will read it to myself out loud because I'm more visual than I am reading something. I have to visually see, and sometimes I have to go back.
And we see a lot of documentaries. That's why they help us. They help us to what we're reading, to understand these things and whatnot. We use the YouTube a lot. But we repeat it over and over. I could tell you right now, we read them, but I can't tell you everything that happened what we just read. It's so much. It's like it's a lot.
About what we read, and I think was Ezekiel. I think was Ezekiel part.
There's a part about
And it's just rough too. It's like,
oh yeah, Ezekiel's. That's what I told you.
it just gets rougher. I mean, it gets rough in Second Chronicles, but it gets more rough with Ezekiel. And you're like, man, that's us. I'm telling you, we're so bad. This thing catches up to us. And I just want to sum this up. Why I asked you that question is because reading the scriptures as we have reading and what we're talking about here today, at least what we remember together, and may the Messiah be present because that's what matters in the end. This story, everything's against it. The sister herself, even here, when we talk, sometimes she still sees the world of scientists and what they're talking to us. I was like, this is too long ago. Not only is it so long ago, the Father really talks to the prophets. He really, really talks to the prophet. That's what we're reading. The Father talks a lot to them. A lot. That's why it is the word of the Father, because it's actually what the Father was saying to them. And so it's very important. See it like that. That it is his word. Like, he talks a lot to us. And he obliterated other civilizations. He, like what he just did right now, what he's saying in Second Chronicles and what he's saying in Ezekiel. I was like, no wonder they can't find nothing but little stone rocks and little blades of swords, because he can end anything. I mean, he is so powerful. And not only that, he's saying it in there. I was like, no wonder they can't find nothing.
To me, and I go,
Yeah.
I read it.
Yeah, it's just, it's mind blowing. But I say like, man, we went back on creativity. We went back on building on civilizations. It's because we don't know how many civilizations have ended. The Father has ended many of the civilizations. We're reading it right here. I was like, and how long ago was that? We can't even. They say this was 47 billion years ago. I was like, we do not know, but not even. We barely even know 2000. We barely know 2,000 years back. And the things that we are finding are not made by human hands, I can tell you that. So I think anything else made by human hands was like slavery. These giants or these other angels, some type of fallen angels had a grip on these people, and I think they advanced really big in technology and in life like we are today, and the Father just obliterated
They
them.
were much more advanced than we are today. Much more advanced.
They just have these images. He used Nebuchadnezzar, and they just ended other civilizations and other civilizations, and just to tell this story. That's why it's really important to know this story. People would always tell me when I first started, I was like, in Mexico especially, no, hi, living soul. No, tienes que saber la palabra, la escritura. Tienes que saber, like, you have to know it. Like, anything I would say when I first got there, when I first started walking in Socorro and Juarez, was like, you have to know the scriptures. Then you got to know la palabra. La escritura, you got to know the scriptures. I was like, what happens with when would hear that is I just get intimidated pretty much, but I knew I had to start reading it. I knew there's no shortcuts around it. And the more as I read it, I thought this is my 8th time probably reading it now. And we're about to finish it here, which I'm so happy about. I was like, yeah, we're about to almost finish it. And when we start again, we're gonna write now. We're gonna really try to summarize it for, like, people that are beginning and whatnot. I really care about it because it is a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of information.
It's a lot of information, more than anybody can even explain. I was like, I read this, and I was like, no matter what we see on YouTube or what, I mean, yeah, they do a great job. It's just that era of, like, the fathers letting out this information of knowledge for us. It's now as the battle of the good and evil is surfacing now, like, we see, but you gotta know the scriptures and try. I know it looks beautiful what America does and what this and that, but I think it's the end of a civilization. I think they must have been like that back then. Some other civilization like Babylon, which they're talking about.
Yes.
They don't. They sound. There's just a lot of people what they're talking about. I was like, there's not even that much people right now doing that here right now today. So I'm like, we don't know the world that was back then. So I think it fluctuates big time. It fluctuated big time, and then we see the world today. I was like, there's a lot of people out there, and where are the lost tribes and whatnot? And he obliterated the lost tribes. He did away with Judah, which was his, apple of his eye. After a while, the 10 tribes he dispersed quickly. They were huge too. So what's going on now, and we have to know this because this is who we are. This is who you are. You either choose to follow this, and it's this little, and yes, it's only one book in this earth, but it's this book that, oh my gosh, yes, it's so powerful, and everybody knows it. So don't get fooled by anybody. Learn this as much as we could. We wish we knew Hebrew, right? Of course, we want to know more. We want to know in depth. But I always say the message isn't lost. The devil needs this. Satan needs the Bible so he can know what the heck is going on. But this book is like timeless. It's like from the beginning to the end, and it feels like it. But what I'm saying is he talks a lot to us. He talks a lot. So keep reading it. Hallelujah. First year you're exempt, but I'm not going to treat you like a little calf that much either. You know what I mean? Because because whatever you know of Christianity, bring it with you. Bring all that desire, bring all that love, bring all that thing for the Father, because that's what it requires to do this.
I have to interject here.
Uh-huh.
I had to interject because I said, he's Catholic. And I said, okay.
Oh yeah, we talk a lot about that.
Conversation about him converting.
Huge.
Become a priest.
Inspiring.
So I said, okay, I want to know. So he told me a story. And I said, okay, what happened when you, because you were a staunch Catholic. You were embedded in the Catholicism.
Blindly.
Yeah, and you were going to be a priest. You were dead set on being a priest. You had started your education and everything. Okay, what was the moment that happened that you changed?
Good question. What was it?
Yeah. The pilgrimage is basically set on as they came to the end of my search, before I got these seeds planted in me, which was why I got the seeds planted in me.
Oh, but tell them about Philadelphia.
Oh
You gotta
yeah,
go back
very.
to
Oh yeah,
Philadelphia. You have to go
Philadelphia.
back and, okay, you
Well,
know
I
what?
mean, I'm trying to make the story short.
Yeah, I know, but just,
But
just keep it
Philadelphia,
short.
Philadelphia. That's me being Catholic. I was still Catholic
You were
about.
Catholic, you were hardcore Catholic, and you went to the
It was might have been
Pope.
7 more years that I was still Catholic after that.
He was going to the Pope.
Yeah, I needed to get approval of the popes, and so when I got that approval, it was like 3 bars, like the Pope, my faith, me, uh, yeah, my questions, my search, and then the next bar was the Messiah and faith. And with the Pope, I got it so much enough of that blessing and answered prayer that I was equal with him. I was set. I was very happy and satisfied. But when I wanted my real answer, when I really wanted my answer, like I wanted more, even though I felt like I already kind of got it, but then I get caught by the FBI. Going for the Pope. Um, the next day when I found out what really happened, there's where this bar of the Messiah and my faith, when his and the faith in him shot up way more than the Pope and myself. It was all a miraculous trip to Philadelphia.
That's
That
what opened your eyes.
that is when I knew that. Uh, that is when I knew that I was gonna be a priest. That's the Catholic. I was still Catholic about 7 more years after that. But it was in the end is when I had these questions that I was like, is what I'm going to be doing as a priest, yeah, without 7 years discerning as a priest, yes, having that in my head, my forefront. What took me off of the priest thing, what she's talking about, answer was what I was reading in the scriptures. Yes, what these scriptures we all have, was not fitting to what I was doing as a priest. I was more true to the word than I was to the religion of Roman Catholicism, no matter what, even as a Catholic for that long. So it was confusing, but you do not question the Catholic Church. You don't question it. You don't question it.
I
So
tried.
So what did you do to get out?
that's when New Mexico comes in. That's
Went on
what's
your
the super.
pilgrimage, that's what
That
you
was a
did.
pilgrimage, and that's what he planted those 3 seeds. You got to take it back to the beginning, which meant the Torah. You know how I got to there, and you got to meet some Jews. That's how I heard it, Jews, because that's how I knew it at that time. That's how I heard it. And on a clear day on top of the mountain, you can see the curvature of the earth. So that was like a divine experience that I was hoping to have as soon as I climbed up the mountain, and I did not have it, and it drove me crazy. I didn't find the curve, I couldn't see it, so it drove me crazy. I was just like, man, I want to have that experience. I climbed that mountain, everything I experienced to get to the top of the mountain, about like 9 days in the desert. It was
Freezing to death.
the coldest nights of my life. I was like, I want to see the curvature, no matter where, no matter when, no matter what. I want to see it. So that's when I would fly to Philadelphia and that. But I was secretly looking for that curvature, and I couldn't find it whatsoever. Not even knowing about flat Earth or nothing like that. This was like it was driving me crazy. I was like, man, but never did I think of anything like that. And that's how I and Socorro, New Mexico is where he answered everything, and that is where it was too huge, almost too like where what I just told you, that he is a master of civilizations. He has end things. He starts things. He's killed things, and he's brought them back to life. He's completely. He's banished towns, everything. He has everything powerful, and yet he still sticks up for Israel in there against other nations and stuff. But they're enslaved, and that's us. We're very idolatrous, and that's as Mexicans we are. And it sneaks in these days. That's why it's important. The images, anything. What money does, or your time. That's the only way I can measure it. What takes up your time, and what takes up your money, which is money what you do with your hands, with your labor. My mom working her knees to the bone. That's the only way we can measure those things. That's the only thing, and that's why I tell you about. I mean it with a sincere, soft heart about just keeping the oath of like the $30, like that of to for the. That's the only way I can measure it. $30, like that's it, and um, we thank you. You'll taste lamb soon. We will. We promise. it's not even about any of that. It's
When I
just
grew up eating lamb,
the thank you of the Father of this. Thank you,
we
the
ate a
Father.
lot of lamb. When I grew up,
Yeah.
we always had lamb.
Yeah, so you're gonna taste ham. I mean, you're gonna taste ham. Oh my gosh, you're gonna taste lamb. You're gonna taste lamb. Yeah. Well, was we man? Let me get a little. We'll see a little video real quick so I can put on the candles. Um, glad to have you back. I'm glad that you're
I'm
healed.
glad to be back.
Exactly. So I was like, look, it's blowing me out. I was like, look, like another. You went through a battle that you can. Like we're going through these battles ourselves. Like,
First medical battle.
No, but
oh
me was
yeah,
medical. Me was
Mhm.
sickness.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sometimes
There's
even
nothing worse than
I know.
I can sympathize
yeah.
what you went through. I can. I really can.
And the sister's been there for my mom a lot, really well. So it's just like she's doing her work with that, and everybody's doing their work. So no, don't worry. Year one, they're cute.
That squirrel's
Yeah.
flying. It's a flying squirrel.
They are.
Look at what he created. Like, look how powerful the Father is. I mean, he is amazing.
He's an artist. It's amazing the art. To me, he's an artist.
He
a
is.
true artist.
And look, he's calling us back. You know what I mean? I'm so blessed to be here. It's like a school. That's like I want to go to a university, not just for the diploma and the paper, but look at everything I've learned here, everything I got to do here with art, with a sister being like a pro art, like a pro artist and whatnot. All this is the Father writing it. Just keep writing your story to it. You know what I mean? But keep reading this, no matter what. If you're not here, make your Sabbath reading the readings or something. That's all the Sabbath is. It's not coming over here. I mean, it helps because you like to hear from the sister, and the sister likes to absorb a lot of things. So it's an awesome thing, a great person to come talk about it, all of this, because she loves it too. She loves it too. She knows, she has everything. That's why we're subscribed to all these things that we see on the internet, you know what I mean, the videos and whatnot. But she knows how to pick them out already too. It's really deeply ingrained in her algorithm now. So yeah, feel free to do
I'm
that.
just very curious. I'm very,
And remember, she's lived all that time periods, like even of now, like freshly. She's learned a lot, but hallelujah, reading the word has changed her even now, has changed me. It changes me all the time. It's just a serious mission, and it's almost coming to a close. I'm almost done with the mural, so it's like y'all see it on the internet. That's why we record it and whatnot. May all this be to the Father. Um, it's a way to make it through life. It just is. It's what rest is. It's like rest.
Virginia, you have to understand. My life is. I'm more peaceful. Let me put it this way. I'm more peaceful. I have to read this every single day. If I don't, I feel like something's missing. But it's just like, but I've always enjoyed reading the Bible. I didn't understand it at times. Did not understand.
Well, see, that's me right there. Sometimes I don't understand.
But I've gotten to be.
I know you understand a lot more now, though. A little bit coming, but you gotta repeat it
when
always.
I read it now, when I pray, I say, "Please open me to the knowledge so I understand."
Yes, that's always a great thing to do.
He does do it.
It does do.
He does do
And it doesn't stop there. It's like probably teaching you outside after you stop reading it. You'll start feeling experiences and stuff. Oh yeah. He's not done. He's always at work. So are we. So yeah, let's watch the video real quick of like who were the Hebrews. I think she was wanting to watch. We didn't get to watch that really.
I said no. She needs to watch that.
Yeah, and we never really got to watch it.
You gotta understand